like talking about BYOD policies, so it's very important that uh, an organization has a BYOD policy. It could be things like the company, depending on the industry that it's in and the use case, they can choose to have restrictions such as these. Like, for example, you can have like the type of devices that are allowed, or the softwares which are allowed to be used remotely. So, for example, like some organizations will ban things like TeamViewer or some other specific application because it's known to be vulnerable. So, as an organization, you can define such policies. Secondly, it's important to make sure that there are strong passwords being used, like internally, and also for tools and other things that your team uses, because there'll be a lot of sharing of resources over here. So use a password manager. You can either use a solution like one password or some LastPass, or even sell for something like Bitwarden on your infrastructure, so that it's much easier for your remote people to uh, share passwords and work with each other. Similarly, we've talked about like secure network access through a VPN. So that's become really essential. The fourth being data storage, to actually see that how the sensitive corporate information is being stored. So it's always helpful that like an employee, like that your team actually knows that what is the company's stance on data storage. Like that's again something which needs to be defined. Similarly, it's very important to note over here that companies do tend to have like a right to audit. This is essentially to oversee and to make sure that during remote work, like this, uh, like only authorized actions or nothing wrong is happening. So depending on an organization policy, it may be possible that the company has right to audit such stuff. Uh, Again, usually what's seen is that it happens often that devices are lost or stolen. So it's very essential to make sure that the company enforces policies that the devices used by remote workers are actually encrypted, and things like having a strong password, having your hard disk encryption on, could be really important. And similarly, it's also essential that the remote employee notifies the IT department within your organization whenever like a device has been lost or stolen, so that uh, like all the access can be immediately revoked or destroyed. So